All right, good afternoon, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101, and today talking about money in your relationship, how to deal with money in your relationship, whether you are married or just in a loving relationship with a significant other. Okay, you guys live together, you guys live separately from each other, but you guys in a loving relationship, and you're trying to figure out how to deal with money, because money, next to cheating, is the number one culprit of ending your relationship. Okay, this video was requested by a viewer of mine yesterday, and I'm a man of my word most of the time. And I'll say I'll do a video about money today. I want to apologize. I was supposed to go live here at 1. I'm 18 minutes behind. I had technical difficulties with Zoom, so I'm using my backup live app. Now, what I've noticed in money and relationship is that majority of couples, whether they're married or separate, one key to your failure is that your bank account separate. That's right. You keep your bank account separate, and that opens the door for a lot of demons, a lot of secrets of not really anything devious or even in the cheating category. Let's just take cheating, infidelity far from our minds. We're not going to be talking about simply about money, okay? And when people tend to have separate bank accounts, they tend to buy things that their partner doesn't know about, they have no knowledge about. So that actually hurts the amount of income that you both coming in, because you're buying what you want to buy, or secretly buying gadgets or items or clothes or food, whatever it may be. And this is a cycle of destruction of your relationship. Some people believe that love will get you through. No, to have a successful relationship is more than just love. It's just more than just finance, but we're going to stay here. Now, I was reading some statistics, and they said that 54% versus 29% couples in healthy marriages talk about money. If you're in a relationship or you're in a marriage and you're not talking about money, then you're doomed for failure. And most of them talk about money daily, weekly, okay? You're talking about money as some sort of aspect, because we understand that opposites attract. You may be a saver, the other person may be a spender, and that tend to attract. But the one thing who may believe is that, okay, if one's a saver and one's a spender, then they're going to break up. The relationship and marriage is not going to work. That's not actually true. The one word that you're missing, which nobody really likes, is compromise. You got to have a compromise, okay? Because when you talk about money daily, what they're saying is those marriages and relationships tend to stay together a lot longer than other relationship. 54% of them say they stay together happy. 29% say it's okay and they're in a crisis in their marriage or relationship. Now, how do you work on things like this? You have to be open and honest and have a real discussion about your money. You have a real discussion about your debt. You have a real discussion about the bills. Who's going to share the bills? See, in relationship, whether you're a male or female or both the same, there's a dominant figure, or maybe you both are A-type, or one's an A-type or B-type. But the one thing I've learned dealing with older gentlemen, I have a lot of friends who are older, a lot of them take on the mantle of, oh, I pay all the bills. Well, some females actually love that, but if you're a type of male that may feel like you're being misused, mistreated, neglected, and she's willing to help you with the bills, then that may be an option. See, I'm different, and some of my friends don't care how I am when it comes to money, and some of my friends are, oh, well, man, the man's supposed to do this. Who taught you this? Who taught you that the man's supposed to go out, break his back, and pay all the bills? This is something that occurred from the dawn of time, and some people still have that mindset. I think totally different. What's going on, Nolan? I think totally different. I don't think that way. Nowadays, men and women are making roughly the same amount of money. There's still some studies showing that men probably make $1 or $2 for the same job, but nonetheless, men and women are very close when it comes to income dealing with the same jobs. Me, in this day and age, I believe people should have a job unless there's a child, a young child, because we understand that but babies and child care is very, very expensive. They're charging $800 a week, per child. So I can understand why one of the parents may stay home, male or female. But I believe, this is my point of view, that we should get out the notion of the man pay all the bills. Now, if you're a type of guy and that doesn't bother you, then so be it. You need to find a woman who's okay with you paying some of the bills, because women of today, I've met a lot of women who don't want the man to pay all the bills. They want to have a part in the struggle. They want to have a part in the bill paying because they want to be a part of it. There have been a lot of women who stayed at home moms or just stay at home who didn't have any income. They depended on the man to give them stipends, their allowances, etc. Then would come time when the relationship really doesn't work out, the man can tuck tail and run, and then she's there left with all the bills. Now, in order to have a healthy relationship with money in your relationship, you have to be open and honest. You have to be open and honest. And one of the things is your lifestyle. You have to think about your lifestyle. You have to think about your lifestyle with food, with entertainment, with clothing, etc. These are real discussions that you must have, and you must have them before you start combining this. Because if you don't, you're going to run into a world of problems. I assure you, believe me, I know. A lot of my videos are from life experiences, and believe me, I have plenty. I should be a millionaire by now, but I'm not, because I made a lot of decisions dealing with my personal life, dealing with my professional life. I had a lot of mistakes. That's the point I'm trying to make. We understand that relationships and marriages are all about compromise. If one of you are attached to brand name items and the other one is okay with shopping at Goodwill, then the compromise for me is like, okay, I understand you like name brand, but can we go to the outlet mall? Is it okay if you shop from the clearance rack? Okay, you got to have that real discussion, because you might have some people who want to be Instagram famous, who want to be Facebook famous, and I'm not going to no outlet, I'm not getting no discounted clothes, I'm not shopping on the clearance rack, male or female, okay? This has nothing to do with sex, this has to do with the mindset of that person. So with that being said, you need to know who you're getting yourself involved with in their lifestyle, because it's going to prevent a lot of issues in your relationship. See, your lifestyle needs to line up with your actual income, not what you wish it was. See, a credit card can actually get you in trouble, because a lot of people are robbing Peter to pay Paul. A lot of people are using credit cards as an extension of wealth. See, to get this right here, you got to have this right here all in order. Okay? So everyone's personality is different. And we understand, as I said before, that opposites tend to attract. So your personalities may combine on certain things, but they may clash on others. And one of the main culprits of this, ladies and gentlemen, is money. It's money. Again, we're not talking about infidelity. We're not talking about cheating. It's money. See, don't keep the money details to yourself, and stop acting like you know it all. Like, one person may be good with money, the other person may not be so good with money. Okay, they may not have any self-control, they may not have any discipline, but if you love that person, you're willing to deal with that person, then you both have to work on it. But both of you have to take that pledge. You have to take that commitment of being open and honest about money, about finances, about your income, about your bills, about your debt. A lot of people, when I was married, my ex-wife at the time hid a lot of details about her medical bills. She did. I didn't know the significance of the amount of debt that she was in. But at this time, I'm already married, so I was like, okay, how can we work on it? But needless to say, those things can cause issues, especially if that person is provide a certain amount of income to the household, and they can't provide. Like, well, you make 65,000, and the bills of this, I'm paying all of these things. I only have $100 and a cup of water, to myself at the end of the month. So where's the rest of the money? See, these are the questions that you need to have, or it's going to cause a lot of problems. Here's another issue. The salary differences. See, for most couples, one of the partners makes more money than the other. Really, both of you will make the same amount of money. So either it comes to $80,000 or $100,000 a year, problems can still arise. See, sometimes it's not the amount of money you make, it's just the money that you make that no one's being open and honest about it. So you're like, well, the reason why you're paying all the bills is because you make $100,000. Well, sweetheart, or well, baby, I told you I have this bill, this debt, school debt, health debt, all these other debts. So that's why I can't pay this amount of money. If you're not talking about money every day in your relationship, then you don't really have a relationship. You guys are walking on eggshells and you don't even know it. Money and finance and income in your relationship is the hidden divide. It is a hidden divide because it will. What's going on, clan killer? Almost a tongue twister. So, how do you work on it? It's not yours or mine. It's ours. See, when you get in a relationship, because we understand that relationships lead to marriages. They lead to marriages. So that's why I'm encompassing relationships and I'm encompassing marriages, okay? Because if you're just dating someone, you're dating this person, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about committed relationships. We understand that they lead to marriages. So with that being said, you have to develop the mindset of not yours, not mine, but ours. And it's really hard. Because you've been hurt before. You've been done wrong before. You've been cheated before. You've been stolen money from before. This guy right here with the two thumbs, okay? People have stolen, significant others have stolen money from me. I'm talking about wife, not girlfriend, wife. Stole money from me, okay? Astronomical amount of money. But needless to say, the right person, which, again, you have to be open and honest, would be the difference between your relationship and my ex relationship. Okay? So there's no need to hold a higher income over somebody else's head because you don't feel they're contributing the same amount of money. You have to do a budget together to understand, okay, sweetheart, okay, baby, I make this amount of money, you make this amount of money. These are our bills. These are our debts. Then you divvy up where you guys are on the same playing field. Now and again, if you're that significant other that want to pay all the bills and you allow that other person to save their money or allow that person to stay at home and clean and cook, then that's your lifestyle. Then the other person really doesn't have a say-so. They don't. So this video may not apply. But nowadays, because people want to live better, people want to do better, and guess what? Things are getting more expensive every day, every year. Then you have to combine those things. Okay? Then you have to combine those things. Let's move along. Some people believe that you can cheat just by physical or mental or verbally. But did you know that you can cheat on your significant other with your finances? Did you know that? You can have an affair with your finances. See, when you're unfaithful to share your financial plan, to share your financial vision, to share anything with your finances, meaning like you're in this relationship and you guys are trying to combine everything, but you open up a side bank account. Now, I don't know the percentage of people who do this, more so male or female. They open up these side bank accounts and start stashing cash away. But from my personal experience, women do this a lot because they tend to protect themselves because they have been in hurtful relationships, verbal and physically abusive relationships. So they tend to have this kind of escape plan if it ever happens to them again, because they probably be suffering from PTSD. We understand that you can get PTSD from a car accident, from a abusive relationship, and all sorts of other things you can actually develop PTSD from. So they tend to open up these bank accounts on the side, men and women. I'm just giving you my personal perspective when it came to women, but men and women do this to protect themselves or to hide something. See, the definition of a lie, or the true meaning of a lie, is you're trying to hide something. People lie to hide something. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. I don't care the way you word it. People lie to hide something. So, in a relationship that you're trying to be open and honest about, it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter the reason why you open up the bank account. You are being financially unfaithful. You're being financially unfaithful. I read a statistic the other day. It says 1 in 3 relationships of those who argue with their spouse about money. 1 in 3. So we're talking about every day you go out to the mall, to a restaurant, to go shopping, to go get gas, wherever you may be, and you see relationships. If you count 3, 1 in 3 of the relationships argue about money almost every day. Then also 1 in that 3, they confess that they've been hiding purchases from their spouse and significant other. They have hid their purchases. They're like, oh yeah, I bought that motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? See, my rule was, in a month time frame, we have $100 to spend however we want. Anything over $100 within frame, then we need to sit down and we need to talk about it. Is it a want? Is it a need? How much do you want it? Is it in the budget? Do we have discretionary cash? Do we have residual income that we can pay with that? These are the questions that you guys need to have. But the question is, how do you work on it? You have to be open and honest about any side checking or savings account or any investments or any credit cards that you may have. It's time to own up to the truth and clean the air. It really is. You have to work towards establishing and connecting and bonding financial trust. You have to, or your relationship is not going to work. And I know some of you, just like myself, you're saying to yourself, I've been through this before. I had a girlfriend of mine steal $1,500 of mine. I had a wife of mine steal $4,000 of mine. And he like, I don't want to go through this again. I'm going to put some money away in a side account just in case things happen. But let me tell you, this is the road of destruction for your relationship. Because what if you found the one and you felt like the last one was the one, so you was open and honest, but now you actually found the one, but you're not too sure you found the one. The only thing that you know is the one is time. We understand that time reveals all. But you don't know that. You're just trying to protect yourself. But let me tell you, the best bet is to be open and honest about your finances. Don't let your expectations get the best of you or the best of your relationship. One of the biggest things that divide relationships, marriages, money. Unexpected issues that may arise in your relationship. See, the quickest way to feel unfulfilled and unsatisfied with your significant other are your financial goals. See, everybody comes in with their own goals. But see, when you're in that puppy love stage or the beginning stage, no one's talking about money. You going on dates, you having fun, you're making love, you're having sex, you're doing all sorts of things. You're just having a great time. And majority of the time, this is from my perspective, my point of view, the man is paying all the bills of the dating, right? But I know me, I kind of got this subconscious 3-day rule. After 3 days, I'm kind of looking at you, baby girl, to pay for a date here. I'm looking for you to pay for a date. Because we need to understand this. This is the way I think. I know some guys, I'm the man, I'm going to pay for everything. Thumbs up for you, bro. I got it. I'm different. After I pay for about 2 or 3 dates, and you have a job and you have a career, guess what I want to see? I want you to see that you're interested in me and you start to invest in this dating that may lead to a relationship just as much as me. Now, granted, if it's a female who's like, oh, my dad paid all the bills, my ex-boyfriend paid all the bills, my ex-husband paid all the bills, I'm used for the man paying all the bills, then guess what? That person is not for me, and I know that. And you have to know who that is for you. You have to know who that is. I know who it is for me. I want somebody who's going to help me in my everyday life, not just support, baby, I'll print that out for you. No, I need financial support because guess what? I want us to have financial goals, not just me. Because if I'm bringing home all the money, if I am paying all the bills, in the past, this has caused a lot of issues because men can tend to be controlling. Now, I don't even know how to talk about the women aspect of it because women can be controlling if they make more money or they're bringing the money in the guys that stay at home dad or the guys that staying at home and most people just call them a bum. But needless to say, this is what you want. This is how you feel. So don't let nobody tell you the man should be doing this, the woman should be doing this. No, what do you want for your relationship? Because I promise you, boo-boo, there's somebody out there for you with your same mindset when it comes to financial goals. See, if you always thought about that when you get with somebody, you immediately have to buy a house after you're getting married or after you're in a committed relationship, what if that person wasn't buy a house? These are the questions, these are the conversations that you actually need to ask. Don't let your unrealistic expectations pave the way for relationship problems and marriage problems. Because I'm telling you right now, you're going to be in a world for hurt. Not just financially, but emotionally, psychologically hurt. We have to understand that when you're in a relationship, people want to be tied spiritually, emotionally, physically, sexually, and psychologically. You want to be on one accord. You may not agree on everything, and that's perfectly fine because you grew up in different areas, you grew up in different households, you may grew up in different countries, different states, etc. It does not matter. But there's some things that you kind of want to agree on. See, when you deal with somebody and everything matches up perfectly, that's a red flag for me. I'm like, whoa. Are you the Miss Yes woman or am I the Miss Yes man? I'm just saying from experience. Okay, we've all had these different experiences. So these are the things that we need to understand. See, couples in healthy marriages and relationships are twice as likely to discuss money and dreams together. We talked about dreams yesterday, didn't we? We talked about dreams are just dreams if you don't have goals, steps to those goals. Then goals lead to a plan. Then plan leads to action, and action becomes reality. See, another study showed that 94% of people in healthy marriages and relationships, they discuss their money and dreams together, while 45% said okay or they're in a crisis and they merge about it. What can you do? See, there's no rule in relationship and marriage and couples how to start a family, how to buy a house, going on vacations and trips. These things aren't feasible if you don't talk about money. These things aren't feasible and it's going to worry you to death if you don't discuss your income and finances. Get your finances in order so later you can make your dreams reality. You can make your goals reality. You can make that plan into action and it actually becomes true. See, another big issue in relationships, you know it's coming. Kids. I don't have to say it. How you doing, Ashley Hawkins? Pay my bills. You know what Ashley tell us? You pay your bills or you want a man to pay your bills? Leave that in the chat. I'll discuss that later. Kids. See, Kids have wants and needs as well. I'm not going to get into how kids can disrupt or help your relationship when you're combining two different people. I'm not going to get into that, but I'm going to get into the aspect that you guys are together, you guys are married, you guys are committed relationship, and one or two of you have kids. They're your kids or they're from another relationship kids. It doesn't matter, because kids love what? Kids love junk food. Kids love video games. Kids love the amusement parks and parks. What if you don't have the money? See, you think about how they'll behave later, and you have to figure out how's that going to tie into the budget, all their wants and needs. How is she or he going to handle you saying no or this saying no? Because kids can break parents down, depending on what parent you are. If a kid nag you and bug you and nag you and bug you, Mom, please, I just want it. I'll be the best kid ever. But what if it's not in your budget? What do you have to use your credit card as an extension of wealth? It's probably not advantageous for your wallet. It probably isn't. These are the tough discussions that you need to have. See, what you need to do is discuss the possibility of establishing chores and a commission. This is the part I love. Okay, if you do X, Y, and Z, every week I'll give you this amount of money. Call it an allowance, okay? You can call it commission, you can call it pay, because we need to teach our kids also within that relationship that you guys have to agree about money so they understand. Kids don't understand money. Kids don't understand money. You like, well, I'm working to get this money because this costs this much, this costs this much, and giving them chores and giving them allowances actually help them to understand money. And that is what you need to do. That helps them to understand money when you give kids chores and you give them allowances and or commission or a paycheck. Because kids they don't understand money, like, hey, I want that, and mom or dad usually gets it. Then these are the things that you need to think about. Couples and money, relationships and money, marriages and money should go hand in hand. Because we understand that relationships, we understand that marriages, they are a partnership. They are a commitment. It's time to stop making these money mistakes and find common ground. Because if you don't, your relationship is going to be utterly over. You need to have understanding. You need to be open and honest. If they ask a question, and guess what, guys? It's difficult. Because these are deep, dark secrets that you're trying to probably handle. But you don't know where that person is in a relationship unless you reveal those things. And guess what? If they tuck tail and run because they tell you about debt, because they tell you about bills, then that person was never for you in the first place. I know women, I know men, if you come into the relationship with debt, they're like, no, I'm not doing it. I've been through that. I'm not going through that. I'm not helping nobody. You need to get yourself together before you get with me. And I understand that. I'm not that person, though. And we all have our different toes. We all have our different mindsets. We all have the way that we look at a certain situation, or how about we go about things. Because guess what? What if the person that is the best person for you, who's going to love you the best, who's going to take care of you when you're sick, old, fat, dirty, nasty, and ill, is the person that comes in with debt? That the person comes in broke. What about that? I never really think about that, because love is one aspect of a relationship or marriage. It's one aspect. And that is what you're going to have to get over. You're going to have to open your portfolios and show them, this is what I'm working with. This is what I have. Or just in regular conversation. Well, I got a couple of thousand, but, I'm paying on this, I'm paying on that. That's going to help your relationship greatly, I assure you. Okay? So hopefully this short video have gave you guys some insight about money in your relationship. And the number one thing I would like for you to take away from this is to air and clean all your dirty laundry and let your significant other know. Because we understand that a lie simply hides something, regardless of what it is, and you will find yourself in an utter mess. And hopefully they understand and forgive you. I know that I've been in trouble a couple of times, and they have forgiven me, and I've been happy about it. But then there's other times that they have hid stuff from me, stole my money, and that's why we are in the situation that we are in now. But now that you have this information, now it's time that you have to work on your mind and to change whatever was holding you back before, so you can have a great relationship. All right, guys, that's my time. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired, because at the end of the day, if you hide it, they may hide it too. I'm out.